Okay. Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, fine.
Vishwanath, can you hear me? Are you online?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, are you online?
Yes, yes, I'm online, sir. Yeah, I can hear you.
I think
Am I
Vishwanath.
audible clearly?
Yeah, very much clear.
Okay, thank you.
Um, Hello, everybody. Good morning to one and all, and welcome to this webinar, Exploring the Unexplored. We have many participants. Switch off your speaker.
Sir, could you please keep rest participants mute so that there is no
Yeah,
disturbance
I
in the.
request everyone else to keep your speakers on mute, I mean mic on mute, where there's an echo. Okay, so let me begin. Hello, everybody. Good morning to all of you, and welcome to this webinar, Exploring the Unexplored, which is a national level webinar organized by the physics department. I will not take much time, and I invite our head of department, Dr. F.M. Lisa, to briefly introduce about the college and the department. Over to you, sir.
Hello, everyone, and a warm welcome to today's national level webinar titled Exploring the Unexplored. A warm welcome to today's resource person, Mr. Vishwanath Gadgil. I am Ephraim Dessa, and I'm associated with Carmel College of Arts, Science and Commerce for Women in the Department of Physics for the last 34 years. About our institution, Carmel College of Arts, Science and Commerce for Women as an educational institute of higher learning focuses on women's empowerment was established in the year 1964. Since its inception, Carmel College has laid stress on imparting a value-based education at an affordable cost. College of Arts, Science and Commerce for Women is run by the Apostolic Carmel Congregation of Sisters, okay, and is affiliated to Go University. It is NAC accredited third cycle with A grade and will be reaccredited for the fourth cycle in few days' time. Department of Physics was also established in the same year, 1964, and is one of the oldest department in the college. We offer 6 units course in physics. The vision of the department is to provide a strong foundation in physics so as to prepare students for future educational and career challenges. This is a brief introduction to the institution and the department. I thank the attendees for their time. I hand over to coordinator of the program, Dr. Manjunath Nayak. So Nayak, yeah.
Thank you, sir, for that brief introduction. And let me now introduce the speaker of today, that is Mr. Vishwanath Gadgil. As you know, in his profile, I told you he's an editorial advisor at Freelancing, which is Pune-based branch, the one which he's working for. And has joined there in the year 2020, and before that he has worked in the company called Gadgil in Goa for 1 year, and also he was an intern at ECI Pharmaceuticals. Basically, at Springer Nature, his major jobs are like tasks like quality checks for the submitted manuscript, and then inviting, screening, and editorial board members for the manuscript.
Sir, you're not audible. Is it that for me only? Yes, sir. You are clearly audible now. Thank you so much, Dr. Manjunath, sir. I'm pleased to have some so kind words from you. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share my certain thoughts with fellow students and all the science aspirants. So, without wasting much time of yours, I would like to I mean, greet you with a very good morning. All the teachers, all students, all science aspirants present here. I'm very grateful to have you all today in this webinar, short webinar. This is just a introductory webinar to a very different and exciting career opportunity which is present out here in the market. So before I present my presentation to you all, I would just like to give you one very brainstorming question and just to think over. When we were in our early childhoods, in our early career development stage, that time a question must have came to your mind: what I want to be in the future, or at least you, not you, then your parents, your relatives, your friends must have asked you this question: what do you want to be in future? Some must have told you choose the science career. Yeah, choose because there is a lot opportunities present out there. But when you came in your 11th and your 12th class, that time you came to realize that is it that there are really very large opportunities present in this section in choosing science? Yes, there are various opportunities, but what we can see that they are all stagnated. It's all saturated, and it is very conventional method to choose the career in science. What we have physics, we have chemistry, we have biology as the major subjects, and we choose one of them. We don't realize about it when we are very young, when we are in a 8, 9, 10 standard. It's not our fault. I won't say it's our fault, but we are not aware about. So I'm taking this opportunity that I can make you aware about a very exciting opportunity which lies in the market and not many people know about it. So hello guys, I'm Vishwanath. I'm working as editorial advisor at Springer Nature Pune, and I'm going to tell you within next 10, within say suppose 45 minutes, I'm going to brief you about this career opportunity which is very exciting, and tell you how we can achieve this position. So I will tell you this through my presentation, and I'm going to share you the screen with you right now. Just give you a minute so that I can share my screen. Is the screen visible to you all? Can anyone confirm this? Sir, could you please tell me? Yeah, yeah. Okay. So you are at the right place, my friend. So I'm going to tell you how we can be into this career, which is very exciting. Okay. So before I move on to my presentation, I will just talk about some conventional categories that are present. So the categories which are like physics, chemistry, biology, and the qualifications we try to achieve is like our graduation, post graduation, and if we further aim, then we do a doctors and then postdoc. So may it be bachelor of science, may it be master of science, may it be the bachelor of technology, may it be the master of technology, or may it be the doctor or postdoc qualification, will end up in some of the three options that are present on this screen right now. I have categorized all of the job opportunities into three these major categories. Okay, so you will be choosing one of the options from these three things, and this is what I meant by saturated. At the end, you will have to choose one of the options from these three industries. I am here referring to any of the service based industry. It may be a manufacturing industry or any of certain industry that produces a product. So this is one of the options that you have. You can be in the industry, you can be in the academics, you can be in the research. So these are the three options that you are left with once you do your education. May it be bachelor's, may it be master's, may it be postdoc or doc. So these are the three options that are only left with you, and you will be choosing one of the professions from these three options. So if you are into academics, you can be a teacher, you can be a professor, you can be some assistant, you can be tutorial, you can be some mentor. Now these qualifications are based on your qualifications that you have. Okay, so what qualification you have, based on that, you will be landing up in certain position. If you are masters, if you have done your postdoc, if you have done your doctorate, you can be a professor, teacher. If you are quite little lower education, you can be assistant, you can be tutorials. In the same way, in the research field as well, if you have higher education, you can be the researcher, scientist, you can be in the governmental advisory members like FDA, or in some in Goa we have Goa Medical College, you can be technicians there. So basically talking about, you will be landing up in one of the factor, one of the section. May it be industry, the same roles apply there. You can be technician, you can be analyst. If you have a higher education, if you have higher qualification, you can be into the role of uh, management staff, and that too with the experience. Once your experience get evolved, once you have more and more experience, you can be at the higher positions. So coming down to the short term, I'll be considering that you will be placed in one of these three industries. May it be academics, may it be research, may it be a regular industry, may it be service industry or manufacturing industry. So is there any other option apart from this? Is there a question? That's the question. Is there any other option apart from this? Yes, my friend, there is an exciting opportunity apart from this, which does not place you in any of these criteria, or I can, on the contrary, say that it can be placed in all of the criteria. Okay, how? I'll tell you in the next slides. So the opportunity I'm talking about is none other than working as an editorial advisor or editors in the publication industry. Now, questions might haunt your mind, like what is publication industry? What is an editor? Or how we can land up in this position? We will talk about it later in our slides. But I would say that this publication industry is the backbone of all of the three sub industries which are present in the market. Now, to justify that, it sorry, is someone saying something? Okay, yeah, so it's okay. So what I was saying is that this industry, publication industry, is the backbone of all of the three industries which are present in the market. How can I say that it is the backbone? Just to give you an example, we have our backbone and our body. If we remove this backbone from our body, what will happen? We'll collapse at a certain point. We won't be standing up. We'll just collapse down. May not be at that particular point, but after a few minutes, few hours, we'll collapse down. In the same way, if we remove this publication industry from our science field, all of the three industries will collapse down at a certain point of time. How and why? We'll talk about it. Just keep these points in your mind, and whenever I'll go through this presentation, you will come to know these answers very efficiently. So I would say that this is the backbone of the all of the three industries which are present here. Now, in my presentation, I'm going to tell you uh, what is a publication industry, why it is important for the growth of science, how does it function, and at the end of the presentation, I'm going to tell you what are the different opportunities, what are the different firms which are present in the market, where you can apply, where you can get a job, where you can do your career. So just to brief you, I'm going to deduce this presentation into three questions. First is, what is this industry, why it is important, and how does it function? So why it is important, this question will certainly give you why it is the backbone of the three industries which are already present in the market. So to tell you very briefly, what is to publish? What is to publish? To publish is to something to make public, to make it publicly available, is to publish, right? We have our newspapers in our hand. All of the newspapers do come to our houses every morning. So those newspapers are already published. How are they published? They are taken from certain source. They are then processed. They are then arranged. The data is converted into the information by scrutinizing it, by checking it, by removing the errors, and then they are delivered to us as a customer via publication. So to make something public is the work of publication industry. So what we are making public here is the information. And this information is not the way it is. It is being analyzed, it is being scrutinized, it is being quality checked by the experts which are present in the industry, who are called as subject matter expertise. So those are the experts which are present in the industry as to analyze that data, convert that data into the information, and eventually share it among the science community to flourish, to make the knowledge available to all of the people. So publication industry makes the data public, and this data may not be, all of the data may not be public. Some of the data might be restricted. That is due to certain issues with the data, or that might be due to the ethical issues which are laid down by the various publication industries. So this data may not be publicly available, but most of the data is certainly available publicly. Now, before that data is getting published, it is scrutinized by various subject matter expertise. And that is the work of a publication industry, as to scrutinize, quality check, remove the errors, and then make the data available to the public. Now, this public may be the scientific community, may be a reader like you and me, or any of the, or they may be both of the persons. So this is what a publication industry is. Then to talk about the importance, why it is important. It is important as to document the research. Now, to give you example of the, I will give you example of the COVID situation which is currently prevailing here. Amid this COVID situation, a lot of study is being done, being published, being shared with all of the science community. How many of us were knowing about COVID or coronavirus before the pandemic? Question, right? It's a question. We were not knowing about this virus, or how does it function, what is its importance, how infectious it is, what are the different vaccines available, might be available. We were not knowing at all. But due to the research that is being conducted on this virus, a, a evolvement that has happened on this virus, more and more research which was conducted on this virus, and later that research was published, means it was made publicly available. Now, just think over, my friends, that if a research is being conducted by a scientist, a researcher, and it is not published, it is nowhere written, it is not written anywhere that he has conducted this research, it is not written on any piece of paper, and also it is not shared among his community, then what is that use of that research that is being done? Or will it affect, or will it benefit the community as a whole? Of course not. It will not benefit any of the community, because that is restricted to that particular researcher, maybe to that department, maybe that to university, but that research is not available to the whole research community present out there on the world, right? So to continue with the example of COVID, if a researcher had made certain research on the coronavirus, saying that these are the protein spikes present, and this can be the site where the antibiotic can come and bind, and by which I can get a or sorry antibody can come and bind, and by which we can get a vaccine. If this information was not shared among the other people, other science community, then the other scientists wouldn't have known that this is a research that is being carried out in this certain part of the world, and I can utilize this to recreate this research, or to make certain advances on this research and then make a vaccine. This wouldn't have been possible. So that is why this industry is playing very important role to document the research, to spread the research among science community, to and how it is doing, by making it publicly available to the people, to science community, scientists, researchers, students, teachers, or any of the person who wants to, who have access with this particular data. So basically, to recreate the research, to make the advances over already published research, and in overall to add this knowledge into the science community. This transfer of knowledge from one person, from one researcher to the mass of researchers, this this is the importance of the science, the publication industry. And that is why it is the backbone of the industry. If this medium was not there, then the communication wouldn't have been possible within the research communities. And since communication is not possible, the growth of the science would have hampered, and eventually the science as a whole would have collapsed down at a certain point of time. To add on to the to what I said earlier, how would we justify that the information that is passed on is correct, is accurate? Yeah, so that is a second question that comes to our mind. Yes, to ensure that the data that has been passed on, the information that has been passed on, the knowledge which is transferred from one community to other is correct, accurate, scientifically sound, that is ensured by the publication industry. It is the role of the publication industry to ensure that the data or the information or the knowledge that is transferred from one person to another, one researcher to another, from one scientific community to another scientific community, is accurate, is reliable, is a trusted source. So how does it happen? Who takes care of it? We as a subject matter expertise come into role here. So that is how the function of the scientific community or the publication industries come into picture. How does the publication industry ensures that the data which is transferred is accurate, is correct, is reliable, and scientific community can trust on it, so that the further research can be done, or recreation of the study can be done, or the same study can be applied into industry and certain products can be done. So all of these three things can be done by the trust that is present on the publication industry. And this trust is built by the publication industry by scrutinizing the data, by scrutinizing and quality checking the data, and by by utilizing a certain machinery called as peer review system or peer review process. I will just brief you through how does this data flow works. First are the authors. Authors are the creator of the data, the researchers, the scientists, okay, the scientific community working in various laboratories. May it be any part of science, may it be physics, may it be chemistry, biology, doesn't matter, or any of the science area. They are the authors, they are the creators, they are the researchers. They would be generating the data, they would be conducting the research, they would be producing the certain results, and they would be making a manuscript out of it, they would be documenting it, and that document they would submit to the publication industry. Okay, so first the data is generated, second the data is processed. Now this data is processed by somebody called as subject matter expertise. Subject matter expertise are the group of people with certain designation, certain qualification, certain experience with them, and they have that capability, sorry, to module this data into a fruitful outcome. And this is how it ensures that the data which is being shared, the data that is being published, is accurate without any errors, and that is how the trust is built upon the publication industry. So first author generate the data is submitted to the publication industry then sends it to the production team, and the production team then publishes the data into the various mediums which are currently out in the industry, in the market. So it's like maybe the internet, it may be the books, it may be some scientific journals, it may be hard copies, it may be copy, doesn't matter, but it is being published into certain media of communication. Okay, so this is how the data flows, this is how the information is converted to the the data is converted into the information, and the information is eventually published into this media of communication. Now I would focus on this industry because that is what we are talking as a career opportunity in our presentation today. That system or the machinery that processes this data is called as peer review process or the peer review system, where the author submits the data that is been submitted is assessed by the editor of the journal. Editor is someone who checks the manuscript, thoroughly scrutinizes the manuscript, and then sends it to the reviewer. Reviewer kind of you can say a helping hand to the editor to analyze the manuscript or to give their opinion on the subject or the study that is being conducted by the researcher. They give their opinion, their suggestions, what can be improved, or what is not correct in the manuscript, or how it can be more levelized, how it can be elevated, more information can be added, more experiments can be done, or the experiments which are already done by the author may be incorrect, or the methodology that they have used is incorrect. May it be any question, but it is scrutinized, it is quality checked by the editor, by the reviewer. If they find that the study which is being done is correct, accurate, sound, and is now of the level that the publication industry can publish it so as to retain the trust of the people, they accept it. Okay, if they don't find that the study is very sound to be published by the journal, they would reject it. Or if they find that the study is okay but certain changes needs to be done before it gets published, then they would ask for revision. So revisions are requested to the author, amendments are done, changes are done by the author so as to comply with the um, changes requested by the editor or reviewer. And then if the editor and reviewer satisfies with the changes, the amendments which are done by the editor, by the author, then he would accept it. So once the manuscript is accepted by the editor, then it would be sent to the production team. And once it is sent to the production team, they would publish the data. They would publish the information, sorry. So once the information is published, it is in our hands to access it, to check it, to read it, Whatever we can do with it, we will do research, or we will recreate the experiments, we will do the advances on the experiment. It lies on the researcher and the readers again. So this is how the flow of the data from being a raw data to a fruitful outcome, fruitful information, and that information is applied as a knowledge by the scientific community so as to further keep the science moving. Okay. So talking all of these three things, a question comes to a mind. Okay, fine. What is the future scope? This is what has happened till now. What about future? Would this industry survive in the future? To tell you, I would just take help of certain facts which are present in the on the internet, or which is already published. See, India is the third largest producer of scientific and technical research articles. I am not saying this. This is said by India Today, 18th December 2019. The number of publishing articles are increasing rapidly. Approximately 2.5 million new scientific papers are published each year. Again, this I am not saying, said by Canadian Science Publishing. And just to give you an idea, to give you an example, I would take the help of this image, which is being already published in the Nature Communications with the reference here, that the number of publications are increasing day by day, year by year, decade by decade. Okay, just to tell you, look at this. Here, the year is given 2002, 2008, 2016. Blue dots are given. One blue dot represents to one author. Okay, and in this first year that we are considering, a number is given on top of the blue dot. Now read through this sentence. Number of authors with more than 72 papers a year increased dramatically over the time. So this one author is having more than 72 papers a year. He has published more than 72 papers per year. And how many such authors are there in this year? There are 4 authors. In 2002, there are 4 authors having more than 72 papers published in a year. You're getting my point? Now, this number has increased eventually. You can see the blue dots. How many blue dots are here? In 2002, there are 4. In 2008, there are 39. In 2016, there are 81. Today, I am talking on 10th March 2022. You can just imagine there is 4 and 5, 6 years gap between here from 2016. This number would have increased at least 10 times. I assume that, looking at the number from 4 to 39, from 39 to 81, and from 81 it might go, I'm not so sure, maybe 8, 10. So you looking at this, we can justify the statements which are already given here and which are said by the renowned publication industries, that the research or the scientific community is doing lot and lot research. Research needs to be published, and with the help of publication industry. So guys, do you think there is a future for these industries? You can think about it, and I would definitely tell that yes, there is a lot of opportunities lying down in the market, hidden, and you just need to go and grab it. Further advancement in science would demand for reliable source of information. I would stress on this word, reliable source. WhatsApp is not a reliable source. All the forwards that we get on a WhatsApp are not a reliable source. A scientist won't rely on the WhatsApp messages. He would rely on the journals, he would rely on the books, he would rely on the reference books, he would rely on certain trusted medium of information. And that trusted source of information is given by the publication sector. And how does we play a role here? We as a scientific community or subject matter expertise, how do we play a role here? We play a role of the subject matter expertise, and as so that the information would be evolving, science will be keep on advancing, evolving. That time we will be requiring more and more subject matter expertise in order to handle the inflow of more and more manuscripts. Why? Because more and more research is carried out, and unless the research is published, it's not valid. It's not. It's restricted. So authors producing more and more research data will definitely try to publish it. And if the data is being trying to get published, it will ask for demand of subject matter expertise or the publication industry as a whole in the future. Right? Am I justifying my statement that the publication industry is the backbone of the science? Yes, I think I have justified it enough. And also, I think there is a very large scope present out there. Looking at the scenarios, looking at the current situation, you can just imagine at the COVID time how much research articles was produced. You can just Google, you will get the data. Nobody is hiding from anyone. Okay, you can just Google the data, you can Google the query, see how many research articles which are published, see how much research was already carried out only on single topic, that is COVID, that is coronavirus. There is lot of there are a lot of topics in the science as a community to get the data published on. COVID is just a minor case. Okay, so you can see how much demand is present in for this industry in the future. Okay, so looking at all of this situation, I can justify that, okay, fine, there is a scope. How do I enter this sector? What is the way? What is the qualification that I need? How can I be, or what can I be at which position I can be? So if you have simple masters in science, you can end up at editorial assistant, you can be a freelancer. Okay, if you have conducted, if you have qualified enough to be a doctor of your subject, then you can be a part of editorial board member, you can be a journal editor, you can be a section editor. If you have completed more than that, if you have done postdoc, if you are a scientist, then you can also be a reviewer. You can be some other editors like guest editor or senior editors with your qualification. Now this flow that I have given here is just based on your qualification. I have not considered your experience into account. So based on your experience, you can be shifted right from the masters to the end. Okay, but to just summarize, you can be an editor of any of the journal. Now this I have separately given here reviewer in postdoc, but that does not mean that you cannot be reviewer if you have just doctor of philosophy. It is not like that. It's based on your qualification. It's based on your expertise that where you can be. You can be any editorial board member of a journal. You can be the editor or the section editor based on your qualification, based on your experience. These two fields can be interchanged in any, these positions can be interchanged anyhow. So based on this qualification, you will enter a certain level of the hierarchy in the publication industry. So to tell you certain giants which are already present in the industry, in the publication industry, I can see that it's already displayed on the screen. You can go through. Examples are like Elsevier, then Springer Nature, Wiley, Sage, McGraw-Hill, Pearson, Taylor and Francis, Oxford University Press, BMC. So these are very renowned publication industries which are present in the market. Apart from this, there are various other n number of publication industries present in the market. Out of this, there are more than 2 to 3 industries present already in India. Like Springer Nature is present in Pune. A new setup is being going on for Wiley in Pune. Also, Sage is present in India. Then Pearson is present in India. Elsevier is also present in India. In Chennai, it's in Chennai. Sage, I think it's in Gurgaon. Oxford University is not currently in India, but Pearson is in India in Bangalore. McGraw is in Delhi. Also, there are various other publication sectors like Cambridge is also there, Cambridge University Press. Although it is not in India, but that is one of the prestigious publication industry. To summarize, most of the publication industries are there in India, and a lot of publication industries are coming and aiming at India as a very good source of manpower, and also a because we Indians are very trusted all over the world to give the fruitful outcomes, and that is why these MNCs are coming to India to what we can say to deliver the needful. So with this very brief idea about this sector, this exciting sector and very upcoming sector of the industry, I would like to end up with my presentation here. And before I end up with my presentation, I would like to thank the Carmel College of Arts, Science and Commerce, NUM, Goa, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be with you all and share my certain thoughts. I would like to thank Dr. Maria, Dr. Efran Disa for giving and providing me this platform, and Dr. Manjunath for coordinating this such a wonderful event and inviting me for this session. And last but not the least, I would like to thank you all guys for participating in this such a wonderful cause, so that you are aware, you are well informed before, so as to choose your career in the future. Thank you so much, and I declare that from my side that forum is open for any questions if you have. Thank you so much. Okay, Raghav, to tell you, as I told you, the names of various current giants which are present in the industry, you can choose various mediums which are already in the market. Very first thing is you can choose like Naukri.com, you can choose LinkedIn, you can choose any other job posting sites you can go through. Second thing is you can directly go to the websites of this publication industry. If you are aware about a certain publication industry, you can directly go to their website, drop a CV in their query section or in their career section. You can do that. Third thing that you can do is you can search over LinkedIn and try to see what are the different open positions which are present. LinkedIn is a very good source. I would tell you that you can just go to LinkedIn, search for various opportunities which are present with reference to your qualification, with reference to your education qualification and experience. You can choose for various position, filter out at what place you want to be or at what place you want the openings to be found. If there are any openings available, you will get a hit. You can click and just go to that and apply from that particular section. You can get in touch with HRs of different industries via LinkedIn itself. Get in touch, share your CV and tell about yourself, and then if there are any opportunities, they will certainly consider you. And the fourth option that I would also recommend all of you is through the referrals. Referrals plays very important role in job openings and getting a placement. So if you have any of your friend, if you have any of your relatives, colleagues, or any other person who is already working in such industry, you can be in touch with them. You can ask them, "Oh, is there any other opportunity present for my job role or my qualification which suits me?" Then please do tell me, and with this you will also be landing up in the position. Hope I am clear on my answer. If you have any further question, you can certainly get back. Okay, experience, very first thing is qualification. You will need a certain qualification to enter this sector. As I told you in my few last slides, that you can be bachelors, you can be masters, you can be. I would not prefer the bachelor, but at least the master of the US field. Then you can be postdoc or doc. Now, talking about a supportive experience, then you can have certain courses on English level editing, or you can be copy editing experience, or you can have certain experience or courses which are already present on course platforms like Coursera or FedEx. You can join these open forums, you can join MOOCs, and in free you can learn various skills like communication skill, English writing skill, copy editing skills, analysis of your thoughts. You need to be very, very thoughtful to be a science editor. You need to think over certain questions like what, why, how, when, and then answer the statements which are present in the manuscript. So basically your soft skill plays very, very important role to be part of this sector. Soft skills which I already told, like English is prime, because all of the research which is there in this industry gets published in the English language only. Some researchers do get published in certain languages, but eventually they needs to be translated into English so as to reach the science community. Our aim is to reach to the maximum people that are present in the community. So English is already a widely accepted language, and that's why your English communication, may it be you in the writing, in talking or analyzing, verbal, informal, any communication with respect to English must be strong. Second thing is the soft skill, as I told you, that analyzing, reasoning capability. These things will certainly be a added advantage for you to land in this position. It's a very exciting job, you can say. Freelancing is like what we hire people on certain contracts. Freelancing, I can give you example, if to those people who are not aware what is a freelancing. Freelancers are those who are not on permanent payrolls of the company. They are being given certain task on contracts, and they are asked to do a certain task. Say, suppose I ask you today, just hey ABC, please go to the market and get some fruits for me. This is what I ask. You are supposed to go to the market, get the fruits, and deliver to me. That's your task. You are given a task, you are assigned a task, you are supposed to do it, and you are done. I'll be paying you for it. I'll pay you for the task that I assigned to you, and that's all. No more perks, no more benefits from the company side you will get. You will be just getting the perks for what the task that I have assigned to. In the same way, in the publication industry, certain tasks are assigned to the outsourced members. Now, these outsourced members are called as freelancers. Freelancers, they are given certain task. You are supposed to edit this manuscript in this certain time and submit this manuscript on so and so date. I'll pay you this much amount for that particular manuscript. So in the same way, you are supposed to analyze more than 100 manuscripts, say suppose for a month. I'll pay $2,000 for these 100 manuscripts. Are you fine with it? If both the party agrees, then the freelancer is assigned that particular task, and then the work goes on in that way. So freelancing is a very what you can say, mm, uh, uh, very not so known field of job opportunities, but certain platforms like Fever and or Fiverr and all, they are already on it, and they do give freelancing work. You can just Google, or you can go to the Play Store and type Fiverr, and you will get that app or that site, or you can download, you can log in, and if you have certain skills, you can ask your amount with exchange of your skill and time. So that is what is a freelancing is, and you can always utilize it at any point. Yes, yes, I agree with Dr. Manjunath. Yes. Yes, yes. Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Yes, yes. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you all participants.